Hey Chris, Grant Putnam here, Putnam Landscaping, about 4:30 on Thursday. Thanks for being patient receiving this. Um, so what we did is we went ahead and we came up with two different designs. All right. So option two design, and this is all to scale, would be more of a rectangular patio. So it's a more cost effective way to do it. All right. So that's option two design. And option one is similar to what you had on your first go around where you had put paint. All right, but we put it down to scale for you. So that's roughly 29 feet by almost 19 feet. All right, it's a little bit more square foot, and then you end up adding about an extra day of labor to cut all the curves. Okay, so those are the two different options. You'll notice those are listed here in the proposal as option one and option two as well. So if we go down to that section, I gave you three options for each. So I gave you three different alternatives for each different layout, for the two different layouts for the patio. So one is putting bluestone down on top of a concrete footing. So that's using your existing bluestone and laying that down on a poured concrete footing with rebar in the center of it. Okay. So that cost, you'll notice, is $12,300 for option one, which is the bigger patio. All right. The next option is bluestone set on a porous footing. So that's like bluestone set on almost like a gravel footing. That's going to move with the earth. So you are going to get some frost heave with that if you decide to go that option. Plus, you're going to have to buy all new bluestone. So that was about $9,800. Option C, which I think is your best option for either of the patio layouts, I think option C, that footing makes the most sense. So that's bluestone set on top of a sand cement dry lay mix. And the concept with that is you end up putting 4 inches of compacted process and then 4 inches of sand cement dry mix, meaning no water. It's not going to be concrete, but it forms a super hard structure that will shift much less over time rather than doing it on top of a just straight gravel footing, because essentially you're going to have almost like a cement footing underneath the patio. The downfall in this is that the cement joints will crack after a couple years, and they're going to need some sort of maintenance, which you could do yourself in regards to putting in more dry laid cement and then misting water over the top of it. So, but the cost on that is significantly less for both options if you go that route. Plus, the big advantage is if you set it on the 4 inches of sand cement dry mix, you're going to end up putting your existing bluestone down on top of that, so you can keep the value out of using your existing stone versus having to use a different, thicker stone on top of a gravel footing. So it's the most cost-effective way, and specifically for your project, I think it makes the most sense. So you'll notice I have that listed pricing-wise as well. We're going to need some topsoil to put around the patio once we're done to feather in the grade of the new lawn to your patio. Option two, so this is the smaller patio, same thing, it's going to list out the pricing. There's a few items that still need to be determined. I didn't get into pricing those items because I first need to know what option patio you want to use. And I want to get a sense of what your budget is, and then of course we can take it to the next step if you're interested in progressing with the work with us. So, for example, I would even give you, if you decide you want to work with us, I'll give you some plant options that would work along this side of the house here. And I'd also suggest some gravel and perhaps an edging piece to go underneath your wooden deck, and even some plants in here as well. Okay, so that would be something that would come, I guess, in your second iteration of drafting this proposal. Now the top section of the proposal all deals with the lawn, and I'm going to send you all the videos with the email. The videos coordinate with the lawn and explain exactly where the edge of the perimeter of the new lawn. But what most guys are going to quote you is just throwing down topsoil, seed, and hay. And yes, you could do that, but you're going to have inferior results compared to top dressing with compost. It's only a little bit more money to top dress it with compost, and you get a lot better results. So that's for the whole lawn extension process. Okay. Then there's the existing lawn, which is, mostly weeds in the backyard, and that's that 70-foot by 40-foot area. And that I recommend a specific process that we do about 30 to 40 times every fall for lawn renovations. And it works far better than just core aerating and seeding. Okay, so you get much better results. It costs a little bit more, but again, it saves you money in the back end rather than having to keep on redoing it. So that explains the process right here when you read through the quote. So that's it. So take a look at everything. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for the opportunity.